Hey, welcome back to my channel, His Love, Her Home, where this mom talks love, learning, and truth when it comes to homeschool and motherhood. Today, we are going to talk about how to make music easier for you as the teacher in your homeschool. So, music is one of those things, either your kids love music and they really want to play an instrument, or they don't. So for me, it's something whether this is kind of like you follow the interests of your child. If they really love an instrument, then you put more time into them learning the instrument. If not, it's just for them to get a little bit here and there. I have 5 tips for you today to incorporate learning about different composers or topics or whatever have you in your homeschool. Another great thing about music in your homeschool is that you are free to learn about who and what you want to learn about. Most homeschool rules or laws are not really strict on, oh, music has to be this way or oh, music has to be that way. And that's great because it makes us, it gives us the opportunity to explore and do more in that whole area of music. Now, music, whether your child's playing instrument or you're doing a composer study, or you're learning notes on an instrument, everything is all different. So my first tip is to break it down monthly and stick to one composer, one musical time period, or one musical topic a month. Now, for example, if you were to use a composer like Beethoven, say we were going to learn about Beethoven this month, you would learn about him all month. Don't talk about anything else. If you were doing musical notes, just do musical notes for the month. If you were doing a general overall talk on the classical time period or whatever have you time period in music, then do it that way. But definitely sticking to one thing in music per month makes it easier for the homeschool, right? We're sticking to easy today. How to make it easy. My number 2 tip for making it easy in the home is listening to that music all month. So if you're going to do Beethoven, listen to Beethoven all month. Don't listen to any other music. I know as Christian moms, we like to throw in some of our church music, and that's okay on certain days, but most of the week, play the artist that you are learning about so your child gets used to hearing their style of music. And like Beethoven, he has a lot of ups and downs in his music. It's very beautiful, very relaxing type of music. And me playing this in our homeschool, it actually quieted them down a little bit. So it actually helps the atmosphere too. Sorry about that. My number 3 tip is to have a sheet of memorization facts in your morning box, if you use a morning box. If not, just have a sheet of paper that they are going to memorize for the month, whether you are using the date that they were born, the date they died, what are they known for, what are some big things that happened in their life, their name, of course, and based on age, give them a little bit. If they're younger, let them memorize when they were born, when they died, and what did they do. Like Beethoven, he played the piano. So like little facts. As they get older, you can kind of add on more facts for them to memorize. And this helps them just know about the person without having to use a textbook or a workbook or things like that. Tip number 4 would to be incorporate YouTube videos. And because YouTube is vast and big and it has a lot of videos that kids can use to learn, especially when you're talking about composers. There's a lot of information on YouTube. So use those as a backup to also help with memorizing who the person is and what they did. Tip number 5 would be to add in some picture books. Now, I have a 7th and 8th grader and a 4th grader, and I still use picture books in my home because not only are they easier to read, and you can get a couple of them and just throw them in like once a week if you want to. You can even just stick to reading one with smaller kids, and this will still give them the exposure, reading that book over and over. That is enough. This is more on the simpler route, just so your kids can have exposure. I know Charlotte Mason studies, they're usually like 12 weeks long. But if you're just trying to get some exposure, I feel like if you're just incorporating it and giving little dabs of it here and there throughout the month, it is really going to make a good enough impact, just so your child knows about composers and time periods and their musical notes. Some bonus things you can do is also for older kids, if they are learning about Beethoven and they do play the piano, let them learn a piece of his music. It doesn't have to be the whole thing, because we know some of these songs are extensive and very long. They still can learn some of his music. Even if your child is using a recorder, there are YouTube videos out there that will teach your child. So there are many ways to make music easy in your homeschool. For me, because we have a lot of other things to do, I tend to do music this way. I don't want the workbook or the textbooks. I just want to add in some fun and do it in a relaxful way, so it's not overwhelming me to feel like I have to sit down and make an entire curriculum or things like that. It's not necessary. Like I said, unless your child is very into a musical instrument or really wanting to explore the composers, then I would talk about digging into like a bigger curriculum or physically getting some lessons in the instrument that they like. So mamas, that is all I have for you today. As always, do what serves your home, and this mama will check you out next time. Bye.